Dear students, I am Santan, working as a physics faculty in Target English Medium School. Today, in this part 2 video, we will discuss a new chapter. The chapter name is Stars and the Solar System. So what is the name of the chapter? Stars and the Solar System. This is the name of the chapter we discussed from in this part video. From the in 8th standard level according to our state syllabus. So our concept is observing the changes in shadow. So mainly with help of this concept, or mainly under this concept, what we are discussing means, okay, our concept mainly under this one we discuss the local noon time. This is our main topic under this one. Listen very carefully. So, okay, what is the name of our chapter? We know very clearly, stars and the solar system. Before going to this topic, I will be given a small idea or a theme of the star and the solar system. First, in this chapter, we discuss about how to find local noon time with help of the changing the position of a shadow. And second one is understanding the movement of the north to south direction of the sun. Next one, how we can make own sun dial. And further we are going to that one. Okay, what are the phases of changes in the moon? Means we know that from new moon to full moon, the moon shape is and size will be, means mainly the shape will be changes. So why the shape of the moon is changes, and what is the name of that particular shape, and how much for every how many days its shape is changes, this type of concept we discussing that. And further we are going to our main concept, the solar system. Mainly in our solar system, sun and 8 planets are there. Sun is the center, 8 planets are revolving around the sun. And what is the name of that one? And so we can discuss a brief idea about what are the objects are present in our solar system. Along with that one, so means include comets, meteors, these are also there, asteroids like that one. So this is our main theme of the chapter. Let me come to our topic. So what is the name of the topic? Okay, how to find local noon time. Noon is nothing but afternoon time. Okay. That time when the shortest shadow occurs The time when the shortest shadow occurs is called local noon time at that place. So listen very carefully. The time when the shortest shadow occurs is called local noon time at that place. So how we can find local noon time and at what time the shortest shadow is occurs? So by considering one particular place is nothing but imaginary place, we discuss this activity. So you are observing that. Okay. So how to find local noon time means with the help of this activity you can find easily the local noon time based on the shadow concept. So first of all we can select a open agriculture field. So in the open agriculture field now we can make a fencing, okay, with particular area. After that, now we can take 1 meter length of a uniform bore of the stick or uniform area of the stick. Uniform area is nothing but from top to bottom that area is same only. That is the meaning of that. First of all, you are selected an open place, so we can make the fencing because of any animals will be means to avoid the entering of the animals. Now we can take 1 meter length of a wooden stick or stick is made up of the rod, whatever that may be. Now it will be placed or fixed at the middle of the fencing in vertical mode. It is the ground. So on that one we fix which one wooden stick in which mode, vertical mode. So this activity we can done mainly from morning 9 to 4 o'clock. At the 9 o'clock we start the experiment. We know that the sun rises in the east and the light is passing, entering into the surface of the earth. At that time when the light will be fall onto this stick, entering the stick. The stick means it is made up of the wood or iron like that, we know that. So it is a insulator. It is nothing but it does not allow the light. So that when the light will be coming from the sun, it will be fall onto the stick shadow will be formed in the opposite side. You also know that when you can stand opposite to the sunlight, our shadow will be formed where? Behind us. That's why this shadow will be formed here. And at 9 o'clock, so with help of the white powder, the shadow will be formed by the sun rays of the sticks. The shadow of the stick will be formed on which one? Ground by the sunlight. So with help of the clock we can do this experiment. At that time, so the shadow of the stick will be formed up to certain length, for example. Along that length, we place the powder. We pour the powder. With help of the powder, we are marking the length of the shadow. At which time? 9 a.m. Next, for every half an hour we do that experiment, and then so during in our experiment the length of the shadow is very less when compared to remaining one. Or at what time the okay, shortest shadow will be occurs or appears to us, that is represented which one? Local noon time. For example, at 12, okay, at 12 we are observing that means from 9 to up to 4 o'clock we okay marking the shadows of the stick with help of the white powder at that time. So just for understanding of you, at 12 o'clock, okay, you are observing the shortest shadow of the stick entire the day from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. At that time, what is the local noon time? Means exactly 12 or 12:30. Okay, at 12:30 in a particular place it is showing the shortest length, then 12:30 is the local noon time. That's why how we can find easy limits with help of this activity. Okay, so by the formation of the shadow of the stick, when it will be kept under the abundant sunlight, at that time the shadows will be formed. Along the shadows we mark with the white powder. Then finally, we are observing that this experiment will conduct from 9 a.m. to up to the 4 p.m. because of in this particular time sufficient sunlight will be available. So from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at what time period or at what time the length of the shadow is very small when compared to other one, that okay, that time is called local noon time because of okay, the length of the shadow is short only when the light is exactly over our head. You are also observing that. So the sunlight will be continuously changing. The length of the shadow is also changing. First, the length is larger. The length of the shadow is gradually decreases. When the sun is exactly over our head, what will be happen? The shadow will be very small. That's why. So, but it is not known to you because of they are not asking about the explanation. But what is the important to means? Okay, what is the local noon time? The time when the shortest shadow occurs is called local noon time at that place. Next one is, but in this one, okay, one more thing is also there. If you are observing every day, after 2 weeks, you are observing that. Okay, first you can leave it. After 2 weeks, again we observe the same concept. At that time, you are observing that. Okay, so at the 9 a.m., okay, the shadow will be not fall exactly at the initial point. It will be fall at the other point. Means for every time the position of the shadow will be slightly changes. So how the position of the shadow will be slightly changes? What is the reason? Actually, we don't change the position of the stick. It is still in which place? It is in the constant place only. But why the shadow will be not fall exactly for the initial line? It will be fall slightly okay before or okay behind. What is the main reason? So that's why to understanding of that one we discuss another concept, that is understanding movement of north south understanding understanding movement of north to south direction. So what is the next concept? Understanding movement of north-south direction. Here we are observing that. So means mainly this concept will be, means with help of this concept, finally we understand or conclude that Earth is in motion. That is simply. But listen very carefully. So how we can prove that one means? First of all, you are selected one, okay, surrounding constant place, means surrounding object like a tree or an electrical pole, like that one. So generally you can set an electrical pole or a tree in the open place only, because of you are able to see the position of the sun clearly during the sunrise. When you are doing this experiment every day morning before the sunrise, okay, you can go to the your selected reference point. A tree or an electrical pole we can say as a reference point, because of tree position is does not change, electrical pole position is does not change, because of their fixed position. That's why first of all you can take a reference point like a tree or an electrical pole. That's why before the sunrise. But how we know the, okay, at what time sun is rises? Generally in our Android mobiles weather, okay, app is there. In the weather, when you can open the weather app, so from day to, means every day they are giving some values, means time, at what time sun is rises, at what time sun is set. That's why, so with help of the weather app, for example 6:30 sunrise is there in today, then what will be happen? 6:20 only you will be go to the your reference point and observing the, so just you can stand behind the reference point and with help of the reference point you observe the position of the sun entire in 1 month, entire the month. At that time you are observing that, okay, some of the days the sun appears look like traveling towards the north, and in the some of the days in a month the sun is appears looking like moving towards the, okay, south. Listen very carefully, okay. So to understanding the movement of north to south direction, means for this one what you can do, initially you are consider or taken a reference, you are considered a reference point like a tree or an electrical pole. So with help of the weather app you can, okay, observe the what is the sunrise in your area. So before the sunrise only, okay, with help of the pen and paper you go to the reference point, you can stand behind the tree or reference point and observing the position of the sun during the sunrise. So that's why this experiment you are conducted, so up to entire the 1 month. So in the entire the 1 month you are observing that during the sunrise every day the sun is not appears to rise at the same position. Okay, sometimes the sun is, okay, appears to moving towards which one, north. Sometimes the sun position is appears moving towards the south. It's nothing but like this one. It is the sun is there. So it is the reference point. The sun is initially, okay, sun will rises exactly along the tree position. Okay, but next day is not the same point, slightly change. Next slightly change, like this one. Okay, one day is here, it will be sunrise like this one. So in the remaining days you are observing that this side, means with the help of the reference point sometimes the sun will be appears to rising is, okay, one day here like this one, some of the days in the month like this one. Is nothing but the sun with the help of the reference point it will be moves towards the north, it will be moves towards the south like this one, like this one. This is the initial position of the sun in the starting of the month. Some of the days the sun is appears moving towards which one, north, some of the days moving towards the south. What is the meaning of that? But we know that very clearly the sun is in our solar system, it is the center, does not move from their position. Okay, but planets are revolving around the, okay, sun. So Earth is the one of the planet, it is the living planet only, we are on the Earth only. That's why what will be happen, okay, so the sun is appears to moving towards the north or towards the south means sun is in always constant, but it is represented you are in the motion. That's why sun position is appears to changing. The sun is here, you are here, is there. Okay, your position is changes by revolving the sun earth around the sun. So your position is changes. What will be happen? The sun position is also appears to change. That is the way. But in this one, okay, two important points are there. One is the sun appears looking like traveling towards the north is called Uttarayana. So from in the starting of the month, in entire the month, what you are observing, sometimes the sun appears moving towards the north, sometimes it is moving towards the south. Why? Because of means the motion of the sun or the movement of the sun is represented you are in the motion. The sun is in the constant, but you are in the motion. So that's why by changing your motion, the sun is appears to change their position. That is called optical illusion. Nothing but like you know that when we are moving in a bus or in a car on the road, at that time we can see your surroundings through the window of the bus or car. At that time, surroundings is nothing but buildings, trees, whatever that may be. They appears to move backward. But actually, the buildings, trees, electrical poles, agriculture land, everything is in way they are in constant position. Okay, but when you are moving in the forward, you can see that one they appears to move which one backward. That is called optical illusion. Optical illusion means it is not a real, but appears to traveling like the same way. So you are in the motion. That's when you are in the motion, the sun is appears in the motion, but sun is in the same position, but you are in the motion. Due to that's why only sometimes the sun is appears to move towards the north, sometimes appears to move towards the south. Anyway, the sun appears looking like traveling towards the north. That is called in our language, in our mother tongue, Uttarayanam. And second thing. The sun appears looking like traveling towards south is called Dakshinayana. Towards south is called Dakshinayana. So listen very carefully. Understanding movement of north-south direction in this one. The sun appears looking like traveling towards the north is called Uttarayana. The sun appears looking like traveling towards south is called Dakshinayana. So mainly in this part video from the chapter of star and solar system, we discussed two simple topics. One is how to find local noon time, and second one is how to understand the north-south movement direction of the sun. Listen very carefully. So how to find local noon time means, so with help of the agricultural land in the open place and stick, we know that. So when you can do the experiment from 9 a.m. to up to the 4 p.m. For every regular intervals of the time, the shadow will be formed by the stick when the light will be fall on it. At that time, along the length of the shadow, we can mark it with white powder. And finally, after completion of that, from 9 to 4, you are observing that at what time the length of the shadow is short are very short, that okay time we are called local noon time of that place. That's why how to define means the time when the shortest shadow occurs is called local noon time at that place. The next one is to understand the movement of north-south direction of the sun. But actually, sun is not changes their position; it is in constant. But the Earth and remaining other planets revolving around the sun. That's why, with help of this concept, finally we are understood very clearly. We are in the motion. It's nothing but Earth is motion around the sun. For this one, what you can do? First of all, you can select a reference point. That is either like a tree or an electrical pole. Now, so with help of the weather app, okay, in our mobile phone, so we can find the what is the we are knowing the what is the okay sunrise time. So before the sunrise only, you can go to your reference point, and you can stand behind the reference point with help of the pen and pencil or paper. So now, okay, with help of the paper and the pencil or pen, so now we can observe the position of the sun. Now we can observe the position of the sun and draw the okay sun position with help of the reference point. So you can do this activity up to entire the 1 month, means nothing but 30 days. So in the month you are observing that sometimes the sun will be appears exactly not like in the same position every day. Sometimes okay, after draw the diagram, the position of the sun is appears sometimes it is looking moving toward traveling towards the south, traveling towards the north. Okay, but actually we know that sun is always in which position? Constant rest position. But it is appears to movement means what is the meaning of that? You are in the motion. Okay, that's why I said very clearly, when you are moving in a bus, okay, you can see the surroundings through the window. At the time, surroundings are moved to back. Surroundings are moved to back means they are in which position? Rest position or constant. But they move to back means that is represented you are in the motion. That's why here is also sun is always in the which position? Rest position only. But sun position is appears to change means you are in the motion on the earth. Along with. That's why anyway the sun appears looking like traveling towards the north is called Uttarayanam. The sun appears looking like traveling towards south is called Dakshinayanam. Thank you.